everyone, and welcome to Katie Cooked What. Today I'm going to do another Wingin' It Wednesday video with a back to school theme in mind. So if you've never seen one of my Wingin' It Wednesday videos before, or just none of my videos before, first of all, welcome. Second of all, Wingin' It Wednesday videos are kind of just where I challenge myself to cook something new. Usually I have some kind of a recipe in mind and kind of see if it's going to be any good, or using up different ingredients in the fridge, stuff like that. Basically, it's just a fun challenge for me to come up with new recipes, and I don't want to jinx it, but they have all gone very well thus far. So everything has turned out good, so hopefully this will turn out good too. So what I'm going to try to be making is a chickpea salad sort of thing. I've made something similar to this before, so I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing. I just thought it would be better with different ingredients added in. And so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I have red pepper here, red onion, celery, cucumber. I don't know if I'm gonna put this in the chickpea salad or not yet. I have some green onions, some spinach. I think I'm just gonna put that on my sandwich and not in the salad. I also have an avocado just because we had an avocado in the fridge. I don't know if I'm gonna use it, but it's here. Oh, and then we don't have any bread right now, so I'm just gonna use tortilla wraps, and I think that should be good. All right, so I have my chickpeas here, rinsed and drained, and I'm just gonna go ahead and mash them. I didn't really worry about taking any of like the little shells out. I don't know. I mean, it's probably, I'll just take a few off. I won't take all of them off, but I'll just take a few maybe to make them easier to mash. Honestly, most of the time when I'm using chickpeas, I just leave these on because I just feel like it's so annoying and tedious to go through and take them all out. I've heard that you can soak them in a bowl and they should just kind of float to the top to make it easier for you. I don't know, I just feel like these skins don't get involved in my life that much. They're not an issue for me, so I just have always left them on, but I know so many people really swear by taking them off, so maybe I should start if I want to be more serious about my chickpea game here. I removed a decent amount of the skins. I'm just going to go with it. I don't mind eating them, but if you are going to make this at home, I think you might want to take off the skins just because they are separating a little bit, and yeah. But for today and for me, we're just going to call it good. Also, if you don't want to mash these with a fork, and if you have a food processor, honestly, I would just go ahead and throw them in there for like a few seconds just to get them the same kind of consistency as mashing them would. I just didn't want to use the dishes today, the food processor, so I'm just mashing it, and I wanted to show if you didn't have a food processor, a different way that you could do it. But yeah, next time I think I'll just use my food processor. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it at this level of mash. There's definitely some pieces that are still almost full chickpeas, but I think that's okay. I'm just gonna do it pretty rough, and I think that'll be fine. Obviously you can keep mashing if you want to. I think this is gonna be all right. And really I want this to be like a quick lunch sort of thing, so I don't wanna spend all this time making it like absolutely perfect. I think we're just gonna leave it at that. Okay, and then I have some green onions that I just ran out and grabbed from the garden, so I'm just gonna add those in. I'm gonna add quite a bit of green onions just because they're not super strong, so I think it'll be fine to add quite a few. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and chop up the red pepper. I just had this chunk left in the fridge, so it's probably about half of a red pepper for that can of chickpeas that I'm using. But, I mean, obviously just use whatever you want. I really think you could put pretty much any veggies in here, honestly. So I'm just kind of using what I have and what I think will be good. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put this right into the bowl. I also have a little chunk of red onion left over, and it's kind of dried out on the front actually. So yeah, I'm just gonna use the rest of this little bit. It'll probably be not very much, but that's okay. Next, I'm gonna cut up some celery, and I'm just gonna do one stick of it. For the celery, I'm just gonna cut it in half once, 3 times actually, lengthwise, just so the pieces are a little bit tinier. And just dice it up. Alright, so here's what it's looking like right now. Super colorful, looks really fresh and good, and I'm gonna add dressing to it. I'm just not sure if I should add cucumber in or if I should just put that on the wrap separately. I'm just worried it'll get a little bit soggy in the dressing because I'm not gonna eat all of this in one go. I'll probably eat this over my next like 3, maybe 4 lunches, depending. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and put cucumber in there, and I will let you guys know if it gets soggy. I'll put something, some kind of a text box on the screen right now, and I'll tell you if it got soggy and if you should do it or not. Okay, let's cut up cucumber. Cut it into 4s. And just cut it up. Alright, so here's what we're looking like right now. I'm just going to mix all the veg in and make sure that it's a good quantity because I don't want it to be just chickpea, of course. I want to be able to taste everything else. I think this is actually like a perfect ratio, honestly. I can see everything in each spoonful, but it's not so overpowering that you couldn't taste the chickpeas. Yeah, I think this is actually a really good amount. Okay, so for dressing, I'm thinking I'm just going to do mayonnaise, maybe some Dijon mustard, some spices, maybe a little bit of lemon juice or something. I think that's probably it though. I don't want to overdo it on the mayonnaise, so I'm just going to add about that much for now. Actually, I'll add a little bit more. That much I think will be good. I'm adding in some Dijon mustard and just stir that in. See if it's enough, and then if it is, then I will add in my spices. Oh yeah, I think that's gonna be good. So if you did want to make this at home and you're using similar quantities, I would say I probably did about, what, maybe 3 tablespoons of mayo, 2 to 3. I would just do it, but like play it by ear though. I mean, you can always mix it, and if there's not enough, just mix in more, but you can't take any out, right? So just add it in slowly as you go if you're worried about it. Okay, I'm gonna taste this before I spice it up just to see how that ratio is. That's actually really good. I wanted some more mustard on it though, because I can't really taste the Dijon, and I want to. Oh my god, I really need to buy more. So sorry for all these noises. Alright, let's spice it up. Okay, so spice-wise, I'm thinking garlic powder, obviously. How could you not? I'm gonna do quite a bit. I wanna be able to taste that garlic. I'm gonna do some salt and pepper. I'm gonna add just a little bit of onion powder in there. There's already 2 types of onions. We don't need to get too crazy. A little bit of smoked paprika, because I'm an addict. And I think actually I'll throw in some of this Cattle Boys Smoky Southwest seasoning, just because it's got a little bit of spice to it, and I think that'll be good. Mix that all in. Ooh, it smells so good. Yeah, I think this will give me like 3 or 4 lunches. This is quite a bit. Let's give that a taste. See if it's any good. That is really good. Oh, dang. That was like way better than I thought it was gonna be. Awesome. Okay. Not gonna lie though, I want it to have a little bit of a pickly taste. I could just chop up pickles and throw them in there, but I think I'm just gonna actually pour a little bit of pickle juice in to give some of that dill flavor. Okay, so I don't know if my camera included everything, but I did add a little bit of pickle juice in there. I also added a little bit of dried dill seasoning. Fresh dill would be even better, but unfortunately I don't have any. I did give it a taste test, but I don't think that recorded, so I'm just gonna taste it again because it's really good. Don't mind refilming that part. That is so good. It's so delicious. Next time, I would just chop pickles up, throw them right in there probably, because I think that dill flavor would just be like so good, but I really, really love pickles, so that's just me. Oh, it's very well balanced. It's very well balanced. The smoked paprika is adding like a little bit of a smoked sort of flavor that's really nice. The Cattle Boys seasoning is adding a little bit of heat, but nothing too crazy. The cucumber kind of cools it down. I love the 2 different types of onions, celery, red pepper, such good crunch. This is really, really good. I'm very excited about this lunch. All right, let's put it on a wrap and eat it. Okay, so I've got my wrap here. So I'm probably gonna add maybe like 2 scoopfuls of this stuff. I'm guessing just based on what's on my wrap, I think that's more than enough for lunch for me. And there's still, hopefully you can see that, there's still quite a bit left in the bowl. I'm thinking like this could do at least 3, probably 4. You could also just double the recipe, especially if you're doing it for more than one person. I think 2 cans of chickpeas would probably get 2 people through most of the week. So I mean, that would be ideal if you're trying to get stuff ready for school lunch or anything, or work lunch, whatever. Right, I'm just gonna wrap it up and call that good enough. My wrapping skills are never great with tortillas. You know this if you've been here. But what do you think? I think that looks pretty darn tasty. All right, final taste test. Let's see how it is all together. That is phenomenal. I think this is great. I do love chickpeas, but I don't think this really tastes a lot like plain chickpeas, to be honest. The texture of it is quite different, and all the different flavors of the different vegetables and everything. It just doesn't really taste like, I don't know, like I don't think it's not super comparable to hummus. It's different enough that it's its own thing. If you use vegan mayo, this is a vegan recipe, which is awesome. You could add like turkey slices to it or something, or cheese if you wanted to. I didn't end up adding any avocado to these because after I tasted it, the chickpeas and the mayo, it already tasted very creamy, and like I just didn't think that it needed that sort of flavor, that texture from the avocado. I'm sure it would be really good with this on it though. Honestly, I think you could basically do like any vegetables that you have in your fridge, just mash it all in there, put some dressing, put some seasoning on it. You could even experiment with the seasoning. You could do like pickles in there, like I was saying before. You could do different colored peppers. You could do tomatoes in there. Like I said, honestly, I think basically anything you have in your fridge, mash it up in some chickpeas, throw that throw that in a wrap, and I think that would be really, really good. Alright, well that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed this recipe. I'm amped about it. This is definitely going to be my new lunch recipe for probably several weeks to come, especially with classes and schooling from home and everything. It can get busy, so it's nice to just have something pre-made in the fridge that you can just slap on and be good to go. You don't have to use tortilla wraps either. I think this would be good on just regular bread as a sandwich. You could do it on toast if you want to be a little less light on the carbs and just kind of do one slice with this spread on top. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would even just eat this like plain with a spoon. I mean, I had several bites of it throughout this process, and I mean, they were all great. So, 10 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you want to, and subscribe also if you want to. I would really appreciate it. Let me know if you've ever made something similar to this at home. I'd be really curious. It was super simple and super delicious. So yeah, let me know if you wanted me to do more like back to school or like lunches that you can kind of travel with. If you want me to do more ideas like that, let me know. I'd be happy to. And yeah, that is all for today. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.